Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you for joining Critical Beauty. Today, we are going to discuss the Miss World 2021 postponement. The pageant was supposed to be held tonight in Puerto Rico, but it was canceled. So we're just waiting for our guest to join us. Okay, let me see. Two people are waiting. Let's admit them. So tonight we have Antonio, Hector, Syed Kemal, who is the national director for Iraq, but he's going to be a little bit late today because he's making some errands. So it's Antonio, and then Hector is coming into the chat room.
Oh, give me 1 second.
Hello.
Okay, I'm here.
Hello, Antonio.
Hello, Rafa. How are you doing? Let me see my camera. Can you see me okay?
Yeah, it's fine. I can hear you.
Okay. Oh, start video.
Hi, Hector.
Hello. Hello, Antonio.
Hello, Hector.
Hello, everybody. Hector, what are you drinking?
Lemon tea.
Ooh, lemon tea.
Yes.
Lemon is good for you. Ooh, is that a new Christmas mug?
Yes.
Nice, I like it.
Oh,
And Antonio, how are you doing?
I'm just looking now, the camera, because I'm trying to blur my background, but I don't know what is the option, so maybe I will just leave it there.
go to the back. Go to the settings and go to the background.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're live now. Hello, everybody.
We're live now. So how's everybody doing? Let me see if any people watching. Okay, so now we have 11 people watching on YouTube. First comment, Mess World, MESS, mess.
Oh my God.
Thank
you, Shyam Gurung.
Thank you for that.
Okay, so Peter's supposed to join us, but he's at work, so he's going to be late. And then the national director for Iraq, Syed Kemal, he's actually in the car driving to get his COVID test before he goes to Pakistan, because he's going to Pakistan. And then the national director from Canada, Michelle Weswaldi, cannot make it because the hotel in Puerto Rico where she's staying has the power outage. Yeah. So, well, actually, I think she's staying at the same hotel where the girls are staying at Hyatt Regency, right? Yeah. Yeah. So apparently this outage problem is quite common in Puerto Rico. It happens quite often. Why, Hector? Why? Why is there a power outage?
Because we have a big fight with the politics and this new company of energy, Luma Energy, and as soon they came to Puerto Rico and be charging everything is a mess.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people in Puerto Rico in the days they don't have electricity by 2, 3, 4, 6 hours.
Oh wow.
Yes. And this never happened in Puerto Rico. Maybe when the hurricanes come and this kind of thing, but not like this right now, Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you're lucky because your apartment is located in San Juan, in an area which is close to the governor's palace. Yes. And therefore, most of the time you have electricity, you have power in your neighborhood.
Yes.
Correct? Okay, that's good. That's wonderful. Okay, so we're just waiting for more people to come. Okay, so we have 19 people. James Bahati, hello. Hi, Hector. Hi, Rafa. Hi, Antonio.
Hello.
Okay, somebody's asking, is it true about the argument between Stephanie Toni and Julia. So we're going to discuss that. So what I have in mind is that I have a list of all of these so-called rumors about Miss World 2021. And, last night, I was chatting with you guys. I was chatting with a couple of national directors who are in Puerto Rico, as well as fellow vloggers who are in Puerto Rico. And basically, I was asking them questions like exactly what is going on. There's so many fake news on social media. There's a lot of confusion going on. So it's kind of hard to distinguish what is real and what is fake. So that's why it is important to ask as many people as possible. So even the things that I post on Instagram, on Critical Beauty official Instagram account, some of them are partly true, some of them are partly false, some of them are 100% true, some of them are 100% false, So when people ask me, okay, well, Rafa, is everything that you post on your Instagram real or is it fake news? Well, it's hard to say because, again, I'm not a professional journalist. I'm not a professional reporter. I'm just a regular pageant fan, like Antonio, like Hector. So when I hear something, I don't necessarily post it all the time without verifying my sources. And so that's why when I hear something, okay, well, let me compare what I hear with, let's say, with other passion vloggers, with Julio, with Hector, with Antonio. So guys, are you hearing what I'm hearing? Have to constantly share notes. So just sure that we're not saying. So so that's where the challenge lies about this whole controversy about this world. Okay, so let's start with this question: does Julia Morley have COVID? What do you think? Okay, so this is what I heard. Okay, this is what I heard so far. That Julia Morley does not have COVID, according to one national director who spoke with Julia. And then according to this national director, Julia sounded fine, sounded okay. But on the other hand, I heard that she has slight COVID and that she's recovering from it. Okay, somebody's joining our room. Pageant Group Canada. Who could that be? Oh, maybe that's Michelle.
Michelle.
Just, oh, let me see. Hey, Pageant Group Canada. So that's one question that we need to verify whether or not it's true.
Oh, maybe Michelle knows.
So what do you guys think? Antonio, what do you think? Does Julia Morley have COVID?
That's Michelle there. Hi, Michelle.
Oh my God.
Hi.
Michelle. Hi, darling.
Hi, how are you?
So you have power in your hotel?
Oh yeah, we're good now. We're good. Power is back. Everything's good. It's okay. I enjoy the darkness every now and then.
That's amazing. Well, it's great to see you. Okay, so let me introduce you to our viewers. Everybody, this is Michelle Weswaldi. She is the National Director for Miss World Canada. She runs Pageant Group Canada, and she owns several franchises for Canada. She also owns the franchise.
Better Life.
Yeah, so you also own the franchise. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, well, why don't you talk a little about yourself? What franchises do you own?
Oh, okay. So my name is Michelle. I have the franchise, obviously, for Miss World Canada. I also have Super National, Canada. I have Miss Grand Canada, Miss Earth Canada, Miss Intercontinental Canada. And then I do run a teen pageant in Canada called Miss Teenage Canada, which it's geared to the teens, which feeds into the misses.
Okay, well, that's good to know. That's good to know. Michelle, let me introduce you to Hector Joaquin.
I know.
Have you guys met, right?
Yes, in Nicaragua. Yes,
Nicaragua.
a long time ago. Nice to see you again.
Okay.
Of course.
And then, okay, that's
Nice
wonderful.
to see you too.
And then, of course, we have Antonio. Antonio is an Ecuadorian who lives in Canada.
Hey, hi, Michelle.
So you guys-
It's a pleasure to finally meet you face to face.
I
by
know.
camera, so.
I see you everywhere popping up as well. So it's nice to see you as well, face to face.
Okay.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So Michelle actually invited me to judge her 2016 pageant in Toronto. And that was, do you remember? Okay, so at that time you were pregnant. We had a picture
I'm
together.
always pregnant.
Taken.
I'm always pregnant. I've been
You have
pregnant
four-
for 10 years.
Oh my God. But she has like the most adorable children. You have a dozen kids right now, right? How many children?
No. I have four, ages
4.
10, 8, 5. Those are boys. And I have a baby girl too.
Okay.
Uh,
And you
Oh,
brought all of them with you to Puerto Rico.
No.
No. Who
They
did
are
you
with
bring?
my husband. So I don't know what's going to happen when I get home because he's not too happy right now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's got all the kids. I wanted to bring, I was planning on bringing my daughter. She loves crowns and dresses and all that kind of stuff. And I was going to bring her, but with COVID, I couldn't do it. So it's
hard.
not safe and it's too hard and it wasn't the right choice. So I came on my own. But that's okay. It's my first breakaway actually in 10 years.
Ooh, okay. So I'm sure you're enjoying this little, vacation, so to speak.
Yes,
If
except that
you can call it vacation.
It is. I do get a lot of phone calls though, like what to make for lunch and what do they eat and what do they wear and all that kind of stuff, but it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're live on YouTube, and so far we have 50 people watching us, and there's they're asking me all these questions and whatnot and everything. So what I decided was to go over every rumor that exists out there surrounding Miss World 2021, the postponement, of course, the COVID crisis and whatnot. So Michelle, before you joined us, I asked both Antonio and Hector if Julia Morley has COVID. What do you know?
That has not been confirmed to me by Julia. It is something that the girls, I believe, have been told. We don't know exactly. So nobody has come out. She hasn't come out, but I have communicated with her and she, I think she's in good health. I think she's doing well. She's what, 82 years of age.
82?
I'm hoping and praying, that she's okay because she's 82 years of age and I hope that she doesn't have COVID. If she does, I hope that she's doing okay. But I did actually exchange 2 emails today with her, just giving her support and letting her know that I'm here because I haven't had the opportunity to see her and if there was anything that I could do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So for now, she's okay. She's doing fine. Okay.
Yeah. Well, she's on her computer.
Okay. What about the current Miss World, Toni-Ann Singh? I read that she has had COVID for a week now. What do you know?
What do you say, Hector? Have you heard that?
Hector,
No, well, the info I have received from the inside of the cell is that she have like 7 days with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we haven't seen her, right? I don't know when was the last time she showed up in an event.
So Lana confirmed that she has not seen her for some time, but they have not been told whether or not it's due to COVID or to other things. Now, with that being said, when I was in Miss World, we didn't see the Queen at all times. And there was a time when she was gone for 4 to 5 days, doing some press and doing some other things or whatever it is that she had to do. So, it's all speculation. She very well could have COVID. Again, I hope that she is healthy and doing well and recovering if she does, but you know, everyone just assumes someone disappears, oh, they have COVID.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, oh, they're gone, COVID. So, you know, and the rumor mill just keeps on going.
Right, yeah. Hector, you told me something interesting. You know, as most everybody know, Hector contracted COVID, but he's recovered now, you know, thank God. And you told me that it's possible that one of the girls might have given you COVID.
Well, maybe, you know, because when I was there the first day that I was supposed to go to this welcome cocktail by the hotel, the first thing that I was like, oh my God, what is this? Is first of all, nobody asks you in the hotel about if you have the Baku ID or the vaccines or everything. They don't ask to the people, you know. That was my experience. My second thing was when I was there and I was waiting for the cocktail, most of the candidates, they don't have the mask. Most of the staff, they don't have the mask. I remember that I had the opportunity to talk to a lot of girls. Most of them, they have the mask. And other ones, they don't have the mask. They don't want to put the mask, you know. But as soon I finished my day in the hotel because they canceled the welcome cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Miss World organization tell to the hotel that, sorry, but that is not possible because the girls just arrived and they need to be in quarantine for 3 days. And it was not possible to do a welcome cocktail party. As soon I finish my day in the hotel and I take the car to come back to my apartment, I start to feeling bad. You know, I was very responsible. I was in the hospital. They made me the COVID test. I test positive. As soon I know that I was test positive, I just called to the hotel. I just called to everybody that I had contact in this moment. Also, the Miss World organization, the group in Puerto Rico, you know, because I was telling everybody, I was calling the sales manager of the hotel, the PR, I was calling the other PR, you know, I was telling to everybody, you know, I test positive and that's it, you know. But you never know because I had the opportunity to talk a lot with a lot of people in my work and whatever I do, and I never test positive before, you know. But you never know. It was there. It was, I don't know, maybe in the gas station, you know. But
Yeah.
I was very responsible and very honest to tell these people, you know, I test positive, and this is the info I have.
Right. And yeah, and once you tested positive and you immediately isolated yourself.
Yes.
You went back to your apartment and
Yes.
then you just basically, you know, quarantine yourself there until you got cured. So yeah, I was wondering about the safety protocol, because another thing that I've heard was that when the girls arrived in Puerto Rico the first day, they had a PCR test, and then 2 days later they had another one. But I don't know if it's being done on a regular basis, on a consistent basis. Michelle, do you know?
Yeah. So I just, Lana told me she's been tested at least 9 times with the PCR test. So it has been quite consistent with them coming out and doing it. But my question, Hector, is when you tested positive, how long after was it that you met the girls? Like, was it, because COVID takes a minimum of 3 to 5 days to show up on a test?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I tell you, maybe I was not infected there. I was infected, you know,
Before.
Yeah.
Because it does take that time period.
Yes.
But I know that they were testing the girls quite frequently. So, and then as soon as anything, they would get a positive or anything, they were isolating them. I know that some of the girls had to quarantine when they arrived, I believe. I think Cote d'Ivoire had to quarantine. Go ahead, Antonio.
I would like to say something that for me grabbed my attention since the beginning. Like, I didn't like that. At least when the Latin girls arrived, I remember that a group of like 7 girls arrived together. Like, there were no protocols. You can see that the fans were right there next to them taking selfies. And since the beginning, and I didn't see any part, any organization at the airport. So the girls were like just walking around. Somebody was just telling them where to go. Fans were taking pictures with them. And then I was wondering, like, I was surprised, because I was expecting, like, you come to the airport, just immediately chaperones waiting for them, taking immediately to the bus, do a quarantine for 2 days. I don't know. And that didn't happen. So that was, for me, kind of shocking to see, because I really respect the Miss World organization.
There was the first mistake they made. There was the first mistake. As soon the girls, like Antonio said, they arrive, they go directly with these people, the bloggers or whatever, Pageant, whatever, and pictures, hugs, everything. And nobody from the health department, from the Miss World organization, nobody say nothing, and you compare this, excuse me, you compare this to Miss Universe, that as soon the girls arrive, well, sometimes they do good, but as soon they finish in the airport, they go in directly to the hotel. They don't have this contact with a lot of people like we see here in Puerto Rico, but this is,
Yeah.
Now,
So
I didn't
Michelle.
see any of this arrival. Like, I'm not familiar, so I don't know about that. But I think that each one of these pageants, they were following the rules of the country that they're in. So whatever the rules were is what each competition has done, right? So with Puerto Rico, you have to fill out that travel thing, and you have to do your daily COVID thing, screening, and you have to show your vaccination and upload it. And if you don't have vaccination, then you have to quarantine. Like, they have their protocol here. So I think that if whatever Miss World was doing, I think they were doing what was expected, and what they thought was good enough through the government of Puerto Rico. That is what I'm assuming, because all the girls are vaccinated. All the girls got COVID tests upon arrival. They all had their PCR tests before they came. So, I mean, and they could have got it on the plane. I swear someone was coughing beside me on the way here. Like, you can get it in the airport. The Miami airport was ridiculous. Like, there where I had my layover, right? They could have contracted it there, came, and 3, 4 days, 5 days later, they test positive without anybody knowing.
I'm not sure that's actually Michelle, because I know that you have Miss Canada there. I heard the rumor that everything was okay, and then Miss Tanzania, she was the last one to arrive, and somebody told me that she got COVID. Like, she and they discovered, I think, like 2 days after I think she arrived, and that was too late because she was already in contact with a lot of girls. That's what I heard. I'm not sure if that's true.
I think she would have arrived with a negative test, and they would have tested her when she arrived. And then when they got the results, which she probably arrived in the evening or something, then it came the late evening the next day, it was positive. So I think so she arrived with the negative test from her travels. She came in at the night, they did it, day went by, and then it was negative, then it was positive. So I think that's how it kind of went down. Right? For it. I don't know 100%, but that's kind of what I was told but I do know that, they had a really a big medical team, that they were testing them, that they were, taking precautions. Like Lana was in the red group. So the girl, and she barely saw any of the other girls. So they've been divided a lot, right? Right. She barely saw them. So, the outbreak really started within, I think, the green group, is from what I'm it seems, because everyone that has been was confirmed at the beginning, I think, was mainly in the green group. So
I think all the girls belonging to the green group had contracted the virus.
don't know.
They had all been affected, I believe. Yeah. So it just spread among the other groups as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's what COVID does, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I think you can only protect yourself so much. I mean, you can wear 2 layers of mask, be fully vaccinated, have a booster shot, a third, a fourth, a fifth booster shot. You wash your hands with soap and water. You sanitize your hands every 5 minutes, and you can still get COVID.
Of course.
You know.
Yeah.
So there are no absolutes in life. There are no absolutes. And then of course there are some people who have never been vaccinated, but yet they never get COVID. So there's, it's really bizarre. But I know, again, it boils down to, I guess, immunity. Some people have a strong immune system and some people have weak immune system. So, or in between. So yeah. So every case is different. So in the beginning we had 17 girls reportedly had COVID in the beginning. Now the number increased, I think, to. Okay, yeah, exactly. So according to the latest report by the Puerto Rican newspaper Primera Hora, it has risen to 38 or at least 50, right, Hector?
Yes. Yes,
50?
49 confirmed by the whole department, yes.
Right, yeah, so it's now like, pretty much 50 Miss World contestants. And I've heard too that those girls who have tested positive have to stay in Puerto Rico for at least 10 days. They cannot leave. However, whereas the girls who have tested negative can leave, correct?
That is correct.
Do we know which countries have left already?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Quite a few. Canada has left.
A few girls?
Yeah. So
your girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's with her family, with her parents. I think, I know Nicaragua, whoever has their director or their family here and has a negative test has been signed out and has gone.
Okay.
So, and if they don't have family, their flights are all tomorrow. And if they have a negative test because they were all tested. So if they're negative, if their test came back today negative, they'll be all going home tomorrow. They're not I don't think they'll be tested again because it's the 72-hour time frame for the PCR. So they're all going.
Okay. All right. So it's weird because, when I saw the video from the top model competition, the event was held inside a shopping mall, I believe, in a mall. And there was no social distancing. Many people were not wearing masks. There were some fans who were wearing masks and they wanted to take photos with the girls, but there were staff members from the organization who were giving instructions, I believe, to the public, to the general public. Okay, so they were telling the public, okay, you can take a picture, but you have to wear your mask, but it's only for 2 seconds, and then you leave. That's it. So, however, there were also a lot of the girls who were socializing with people without masks, none whatsoever. So it was like as if COVID does not exist anymore in that space, in that area. So that was one thing that really bothered me. Like, what is going on? Are you not aware that there's still a pandemic? But anyway, so that's one thing. And also a lot of fans are commenting that this pageant is just too long. It's like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Why is it 4 weeks? Why, especially it takes place during the Christmas season of all time. So why is couldn't Miss World have shortened the competition for like a week and a half? Like Miss Universe was only 9 days, why can't it be just like much shorter than 2 weeks?
Well, I think that it's more about like, they really want the girls to enjoy the experience. And I think that 4 weeks are great. And not just that, it's like, I know that like in 4 weeks, you can see at the end, because normally the interviews are at the end, you can see what girls actually, they're still motivated, what girls, they don't want to compete anymore. So it's help them, to even like in 4 weeks to meet more the girls. That's what I think it is. I like that I think I will cut it for 3 weeks, to be honest. I think 4 weeks is too long, but I think that's the main reason. However, I think that because of now it's a pandemic, I think 2 weeks and a half it was enough. And I think that was the main mistake. They made it for 4 weeks instead of shorter it.
Mm-hmm. Michelle, what do you think? Do you think it should have been much shorter?
So I think Miss World is it's very different than any other pageant out there. All the other competitions, they have a preliminary staged element. The girls go out there, they compete in their swimwear, their runway, their gown, all that sort of thing. And that's how they get their top 20. I think Miss World gets it from watching the girls for this time period. And seeing, because as a director, and my pageant is 7 days long, and the girl that shows up on Monday is never the same girl by the end on Saturday, right?
Right.
You know, the stress, the emotions, everything that's been going on, the true colors come out. And, you know, Miss World organization, they're looking for someone to be the ambassador of beauty with a purpose, to travel around the world, to be able to handle difficult situations, to be able to be away from their family and, you know, and be happy and do that, right? It's a big, you know, commitment. So they tried to do what they do so well that they have done for 70 years. And that is to have this Miss World Festival with like 100 countries for 4 weeks and put on this amazing show. And they tried to do everything the way they've done it for the last 70 years. And, you know, nobody expected this to happen. You know, the whole world has been like, everyone's like, oh, we're not going to go into lockdown in Ontario right now. Everybody's been saying it's in September. Oh, we're not going to go into lockdown. Everything's going to be fine. And I'm like, no, the kids are going back to virtual school. I just got an email today that, you know, if I don't have a computer for my kid to prepare, they'll send one home with my child because in January, they're probably not going back to school. So nobody thinks it's going to happen again. And everybody hopes and prays that, you know, the world will become the way it was, but we have to change, we have to adapt, and we have to switch things around. Like my entire pageant week has changed than the way it used to be, because I can't take, you know, 50 girls to a restaurant anymore when the capacity is 20%, right? Or all the restaurants are bankrupt, right? There's no sponsors, there's nothing, right? So, you know, things are changing. They tried to do and give the girls after, you know, these girls have been waiting so long too, right? They've been waiting for so long. A lot of them, a lot of them were crowned over a year ago, and everyone's been waiting for Miss World.
Yeah.
So, you know, like Julia with all her heart wanted this to be the pageant of the year, and she put everything into planning it, and you know, she thinks about the girls, and she wants, and I know what they wanted to do, and, you know, and it's, unfortunately, this happened. And I think that pageants can't maybe go as long as they used to anymore, just because of this pandemic thing. But I met a judge, and she's been here for a week, and the way they run it is the judges walk around and just watch them. She's like, we've been observing them. I've been looking online, and I've just been watching them. I went to the rehearsal, and that's how they choose their winner. It's not like a staged pageant, right? So
right,
that,
yeah, everybody,
you know,
you're judged. Yeah, from the moment you step foot in the host country, you're immediately judged. Because you know, that's why, you know, it's important for any pageant contestant to pretend that any stranger could be a potential judge. You never know. You never know. People are watching you all the time. Right, Antonio? You agree?
Yes. Now, can I say something? That's why actually I love what Miss World. Like people, the beauty pageant fans, they don't understand Miss World because they say that there's not actually a competition in the final night. And for me, it's like, actually what is fair is like it's Miss World, because the competition starts since day one until like the final rehearsal. And they just already know who is the winner, because Miss World, in my opinion, always choose the right winner, period, because wins the girl that was the best during the 4 weeks. some people think, oh, always wins whatever Julia wants to win. No. The winner is always the best for the organization. You like it or you don't like it. And I like it. That's why I like how Miss World choose the winners. That's what I want to say.
No, I mean, whoever Julia wants, whoever Julia likes. Basically,
No,
Julia,
it's not like. It's not
Julia
like. It's
is
like. No, it's not. It's like the best care for the organization. It's not like, and it's not just Julia. That's why Julia has a lot of people working with her that they observe the girls. You know, it's not just Julia's decision. That's something that you need to understand. Like, it's not like Julia just wake up, oh, I want this contract to win because I have financial reasons. No. The winner is the one that Julia and the organization as a team thinks is the best for the pageant, period.
Okay, well, I disagree, but it's just
that's fine. That's why I like it. We can talk, you know, there's something nice.
Right. You know, I mean, I think, you know, I kind of prefer Miss World when Eric Morley used to run it, until, of course, he passed away in 2000. I mean, that period to me was the epitome of elegance, of sophistication, of real royalty. But after he died, you know, Julia, his wife, did all these changes that really were not necessarily always good, at least for me personally. And then when she got rid of the swimsuit, the beachwear competition, okay, well, this pageant is not going to go anywhere, you know, because I think the swimsuit / beachwear competition is one of the most important, most attractive segments of the whole pageant. Yeah. Okay. So Michelle, did the girls have any beachwear competition this year? Because I was never clear. It was never clear about that one.
No. My understanding, there was supposed to be something. And some of the girls did do swimwear photo shoots. I do know that. And some of the groups went out. But there was a lot of things that got canceled. And as a producer, as someone, when things start changing and canceling, there's a lot of things internally that are happening. So, you know, maybe something is going on with the COVID, maybe something, and we don't know why. It was supposed to happen. We were told to have the girls to bring a bunch of swimsuits for photo shoots, for the beachwear, for all these things. So they were prepared and we did bring them. Maybe it was part of the show. I don't know. I actually never asked Lana anything about that, but she never mentioned to me about having to do anything in swimwear for that. So I don't really know, but I do know there was a lot of cancellation of certain things and events that got postponed.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think I remember having seen several photographs of the girls lying on the beach, you know, wearing their selected beachwear and whatnot, which I thought it was great, you know, because what do you do? I mean, you go to a tropical island where it's warm and hot and sunny, and you know what, you don't get to wear a swimsuit at least, you know. So it would be weird. It would be weird not to wear something beachy or summery, especially, you know, in a tropical island like Puerto Rico. So, all right. Okay, we have like 410 people watching. So let me just go over some of the questions. Hey, this is a question for Michelle. Michelle, do you know Siera Bearchell?
Of course. Yes, I've known Siera since she was 16.
There you go. Michelle, another one for Michelle. Michelle, you should acquire the Miss Universe Canada franchise because the current organization is quite a mess.
I disagree. I know Dennis very well. He is a friend of mine. He is also the director of Miss Nicaragua World, who is in the top 30, who is doing outstanding, and he prepared her. So you know what? I'm so happy with all the franchises that I have. I have quite a few of them. And, you know, we're friends. Not that if anyone doesn't know that, we talk. During COVID, we were helping each other with our productions and everything because you never know everything was up in the air. So thank you, but I do disagree with that comment, and I'm happy with what I have.
Okay. Question. Okay, somebody's asking, is Antonio single?
No, I'm married. Happy married.
Yeah, Antonio is happily married. He's not available, so please, people, hands off him. Okay. Okay. This is Richard Rillo, our friend, says this is a question for you, Hector. Were you wearing a mask the time that you were socializing with the girls?
Yes, all the time.
All the time. Okay. Okay, here's another comment for you, Hector, in Spanish. Hector Joaquin, nadie te toma en serio como prensa porque eres un charlatán y cafrísimo por lo demás. Translation is, Hector, nobody takes you seriously as a reporter because you're a charlatan and among other things.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Oh. That's okay.
No,
that's
you know
fine.
what? You know what happened? That
people have their opinions.
No, it's okay. But you know what happened? All these new bloggers or whatever, they don't have the courage to tell the things that I have, the courage that I say, because my reliable sources in Puerto Rico, I work for the newspaper. I really have my sources. And when I speak from my heart. I don't speak in favor of anybody, I don't have nothing against Stephanie del Valle, but I was the first, and you remember that, I was the first to say, this is a bad idea to celebrate Miss World in Puerto Rico, because I had this vision in December. Everybody said to me, oh, Hector, you're crazy. You're a bad guy. You don't want Puerto Rico. Everybody is going to have the vaccine and blah, 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 blah. But I know that we don't have this logistic culture. We don't have this kind of taking care of this kind of events, And what happened right now with the pandemic, I was thinking today that it was a bad idea to bring Miss World to Puerto Rico. Why they don't celebrate in London? Why they don't celebrate in another country,
Toronto.
Or Canada or whatever, The people in Puerto Rico, if they like or not, I don't care, but I have the courage to say what I need to say, because I don't pay any favors to anybody in Puerto Rico. But what happened with Miss World, besides of the organization, of the Miss World organization, beside of that, for me, in my opinion, is a big shame, because I know what really happened inside. I know what really happens between some people from the beginning. And honestly, this is the only thing what I'm going to say. It was a mess from the beginning, from the people of Puerto Rico. It was a big mess. They don't have any communication. It was a mess from the beginning because the people from Puerto Rico don't bring what the Miss World organization needed. That's it.
Yeah, so it was basically kind of like poor planning on Miss World's
and when you do an event like this, you need to have a plan B. You need to think in advance. Okay, and I'm going to celebrate the pageant in Puerto Rico no matter what, in a pandemic time. What I need to do as an organization, as a local organization, the people to bring the pageant to Puerto Rico, to stay safe, all the girls, to stay safe, all the Miss World team. And beside of the COVID, what I need to do this in a good way, and they don't have, for example, they don't have any plan of that. Something like very, very easy, to tell the girls, you are in Puerto Rico, use this hashtag or use this phrase, or, when I was looking the social media of some contestants, some of the girls, they name, okay, I'm in Puerto Rico or hashtag Puerto Rico, but most of them, they don't care, you know, and you need to have a plan if you bring an event like this to an island that honestly, Michelle, honestly, we are an island in debt, you know, we have a big debt. And use this $4 million to celebrate a pageant. I love beauty pageants, and you know that, and everybody knows that. But I need to think first in my country and what happened to my people. And I think, honestly, it was a bad decision to bring Miss World to Puerto Rico, no matter what. It's not against nothing to nobody, but honestly, what we are living right now as a country is a very bad situation in every term, in every social aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what really happened. And I was very mad that they canceled the show. I know it was the Miss World organization, but if you have everything just ready, go ahead with the show. You know, maybe 1 hour, 2 hour, or just make something special. But cancel the show like this, you know, I understand what really happened with the COVID, but it was like, I don't know, as a Puerto Rican, I really feel very bad, very
Embarrassed.
very, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so here's another comment. Is it true?
Yes.
I'm reading a comment by a fan. Is it true that Julia Morley canceled the show because Miss India got COVID and she wants to crown Miss India to compete against Miss Universe, who is Indian, and also to repeat history for the country when they won both crowns? As you know, India won both Miss Universe and Miss World twice, 2 times, and this could be probably the 3rd time. So I don't know what everybody thinks, but I thought this was an interesting comment from Xfinity.
Not at all.
No, yeah, I agree. No,
You
no,
really
no,
think that she would do that?
Oh.
Yeah, she doesn't care. She doesn't
Think
care.
about think about what you all have to think about and about the cancellation is there's a lot of things to go into it. And so if there's 17 girls that have COVID, okay, as of yesterday, I'm just throwing a number, I don't have the exact number. And then today there's more. So say this morning, all those tests came in and there was 25 or 30 girls. You're going to do a show with 30 girls that can't walk on that stage and are no longer part of it. After all of that time and investing that they have done, you're going to break their hearts. And I get it. Like, I mean, you've got the whole business side aspect of it. Then you've got the whole safety side aspect of it. And then you've got the girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've got to think not only of the safety, but like they'll recover from COVID, you know, knock on wood, pray and everything like that. They'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, to go through all of that just to, you're off that stage, you're done. Everything that you've done, you might have been leading. You're no longer in the running, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, I was wondering too, you know, they shouldn't have canceled the show. They could have like maybe did a hybrid pageant, like the girls who are infected, you know, they put them in an area, can, you know, touch them or whatever, whereas the girls who do not have COVID get to perform on stage live, but at the same time the judges will have to judge everybody equally based on what they've seen on the videos so far and based on the observations and comments by the chaperones. So again, you know, it's a fair play regardless whether or not you have COVID. So I thought maybe that would have worked, but you know, they made a decision already to cancel it and bring back the girls after 90 days. So,
but Rafa, think about it this way. Everybody, when whoever wins is crowned, everybody comes up with a rumor and how this person was fixed and it's a cooking show and all this kind
all
of stuff.
the time.
So you're going to tell me that we're going to put 17 girls into a room, and they're going to compete from their hotel room or from, I don't know, some little tiny box, and they don't win, you're not going to say all those fans are going to go crazy and say they lost because they were in that box? Like, think about that, right? And then that girl is going to feel like, well, I didn't win because I didn't get to perform my best stage.
That's a good point.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
and I get what you're saying too, but I think that you have to think of being fair to
The
every
psychological
contestant,
aspect of it, yeah,
right?
and the emotional
Being
as well.
fair of it. And then, you know, they didn't have the time to come up with something innovative like that, right? To pull that together, to know how to do that, right? They didn't, I don't think they had the time to do that. They didn't have that planned, and it wasn't going to work. That's just what I think.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, I guess maybe they expected to have at least 1 or 2 girls to get COVID, but not this many. You know. Yeah, it is unfortunate, but you know, we all wish all the girls well, and you know, they will all recover. I mean, they're young, they're relatively healthy. I think eventually they will all recover, and hopefully be able to leave the island to rejoin their loved ones, especially for Christmas. But I know we were just is critical beauty footage, and she has COVID, and she said that she has to stay at the hotel until Christmas. So she's going to be spending Christmas in Puerto Rico. So it is unfortunate, but you know, that's the situation right there that we need to accept. Okay, so more comments coming from fans. Let me see. Okay, of course, the girls were hugging and talking to each other without a mask before checking in. David, our good friend David Mendoza says, hi, everybody. I hope everyone's doing fine tonight. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Here's another rumor that Stephanie del Valle, Miss World 2016 from Puerto Rico, had an argument with Julia Morley and Toni-Ann Singh, Miss World 2019. Apparently, Julia wanted to cancel the show because of using COVID as an excuse. Toni-Ann agreed with Julia, but Stephanie disagreed with both women because Stephanie and her father supposedly were instrumental in bringing the pageant to Puerto Rico, and canceling the event, canceling the pageant would be humiliating, so to speak, to the island, to the country, and of course, to both her and her father. And when I posted about this on my Instagram, I got a message from the account director, whoever handles the Miss Trinidad and Tobago Instagram account. Anyway, this person messaged me, and this is what this person said. Rafa, when I saw your posting, I forwarded your post to Stephanie, as she is a dear friend of mine. It isn't true. Whoever got that information is not credible. And I responded, well, there's so many stories going on that we don't know what is true and what is false. That's why I'm having a live chat tonight on my YouTube channel. I will bring this issue up. And then this person responded, well, Stephanie said that she does not know who is spreading these rumors, but it isn't true. And I said, understood. Okay, fine. That's fair. So, all right, people. Also, Stephanie said to this person that she and Julia Morley are very close. They're very close. And she calls Julia Gemma, Jema, I believe.
Yeah.
Antonio, please speak.
Yeah. Thank you. Can I say something? First, like, even if they have a discussion, you know, like if they would not agree about that, they will not be talking in front of people. That will be a conversation that will be, you know, in a room, only the two of them. So nobody will listen to what was happening. That's why people, you know, like that. I don't think that actually happens. And if that happens, nobody never listens. It has to be very discreet. Second, you know, I have to say, of course, as a fan, Miss World is my favorite pageant. I was very disappointed about the cancellation. However, I was thinking that this decision was based in the long-term survival or reputation for the Miss World brand. Why? I was thinking, imagine now, every day they have more positives. Can you imagine if in the final night they bring all the girls and that's supposed to be negative? Let's see, some of them were positive at that time. they will be in a huge coliseo, like, you know, full of people. What happens if there is you know, like a lot of people start getting COVID and a lot of people die? That's gonna be even worse. So even it's gonna destroy the Miss World brand and the Miss World reputation. So I think in the long term, they think in the long term, what was the best decision is just to cancel the show, okay, and just tell, okay, we'll bring the girls in 90 days. Because if that happens, that will be the end of Miss World. At least now, in my opinion, Julia Morley really cares about the girls, and she didn't want to take that risk, right? To make the girls sick, or maybe the public, the fans. So she was like, okay, this is happening. It's not happening. See you in 3 months.
Okay. I think another problem is that everybody, when a person is like coughing or any sign that a person might show in public, like a little cough, a little sneeze, the whole world automatically thinks that it's COVID. Okay. So that's a big problem. You know, people, there are so many types of diseases that are associated with, you know, with there are many respiratory diseases out there, and COVID is just one of them. You have a common cold, you have the regular flu, etc. But nobody's talking about the common cold or the regular flu. It's about COVID. Okay, and now we have the new variant, Omicron. Okay, so COVID is here to stay. It's not going to go away. So basically, it boils down to, again, you know, doing something with your body, taking care of your health, fortifying your natural immune system and whatnot. Another issue is that, several directors were very, very disappointed and very angry. I heard that the national director from Portugal demanded that his money be refunded, the ticket refund. And some of them were complaining that they could not get inside the venue where the dances of the world were being recorded, I believe. Yeah. So Michelle, can you say something about that?
First of all, the Coliseum is refunding everybody's money. We've received an email from them. Okay, it's already gone out. The director of Portugal, I've been talking to him. I met him, a wonderful person. No, he was not demanding money for that. That is not true. I mean, if he did it somewhere else. It wasn't amongst the directors. It's not in the directors chat, nothing like that. So there was some upset with nobody really knowing what was going on. Or it's not even that no one was going on, is that a lot of the girls were giving their version of a story that had been changed probably 10 times already, right? So, and then that would go to that person. And, you know, we as directors were saying, everyone wait, right? Just wait till they come home. At one point, we thought the show was happening, that the crowning was happening last night, okay? There was some of the girls misinterpreted something that was said to them. I think when they heard the judges were here watching, we're filming this, do your best, they thought that the show was real, right? Some of them don't speak English. So they called the director, it's happening right now, right? So we, a lot of the directors were waiting last night in the lobby for, you know, a few hours, 3 hours or so. When they all arrived, we were all cheering for them getting off the bus and just sort of, you know, giving them encouragement. We didn't know if there was a Miss World crowned yet. We had no idea if someone was coming out with a crown. But all that all of us wanted was to be there to support them when they got off the bus, regardless of what happened. So I am sure there are some directors that are upset. I am sure that there are some that are going to complain, that are complaining about whatever the case is and whatever happens. But in anything, you're going to have that. After every pageant, you have directors that are angry. And after every pageant, I have contestants that are angry. You have people that want their money back, that are people that are angry about the show. In any business, this happens. So You're dealing with a lot of different types of personalities, eccentric personalities. You're dealing with people who are tired, people who just got off a plane to fly here to watch their contestant that, you know, they're not going to be able to, or all that kind of stuff. So, you know, the fact Portugal, I did not hear any of that. I've been talking to him a lot. You know, obviously he's not happy about everything, because all of us are all, you know, sad for the girls. But no, he wasn't demanding his money back or anything like that.
Okay. Well, you know, that's good to know. That's good to know. So that rumor has been dispelled. Okay, that the Portuguese national director is a wonderful man. He's very calm, and he never demanded his money back. Okay, so people get that down, put in writing. Okay, so what was the general mood like, though? I mean, you were waiting you were like patiently waiting with the other national directors in the lobby. What was the general mood like? Were there?
Honestly, we were laughing, we were gossiping, we were sharing cards, we were talking about other people, like people that we know or have met before, what we do, how we do it. I met some costume designers, I met some fans of the girls. Just, you know, we were just chatting away socially and you know, patiently waiting and looking at our chat and updating and seeing if anyone's talked to their girls and, you know, finding out and really just waiting, you know, as a family for our girls to arrive to find out what's really going on. That's it. There was nobody screaming, yelling, angry, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a big drama. Okay. You know, a reality show would be really boring during that time. There was nobody yelling, nothing.
Yeah. And of course, you know, because of the crisis, the dinner of the national directors had to be canceled as well. You know, so you guys never really had a dinner together, which is like a tradition in every year in every pageant. Yeah. So, yeah, that's too bad. That's too bad.
So I made the joke. There was the joke that I've been a director for 5 years and I wasn't in the WhatsApp chat. So, and then I met another director. She's been for 7 or 8 years and she wasn't in it either. So we got added. So we were like, well, we accomplished something. And the joke was with the director of Nicaragua, Dennis. I said, you know, the first time we come to Miss World, there's no directors meeting and there's no show. We're bad luck. Maybe we shouldn't come. You know, we're just joking around like that. But I mean, everything, the reality is we're all here to support our girls and, you know, the Miss World organization. And that's it.
Okay, well, that's good. Well, it's funny because I sent a text message to Enrique Fontes, who is the national director for Brazil. I know you know Enrique. He runs Global Beauties too. So I texted him and I said, "What's going on, Enrique? You know, everybody wants to know. My followers want to know exactly what's happening." And I said, "Is it true that Miss Philippines won last night? You know, that they crowned the winner already?" So. And he just responded, you know, with laughing emoticons, like 3 of them, LOL, LOL, LOL. And then when I was cruising Instagram, I saw a photo of Miss Philippines with a blue crown on her head, and the Miss World sash, and it looked real to me. But then again, the closer I looked, I inspected the image. Oh my God, this looks like photoshopped, you know. And I think it was the meme was created by a Latino fan, I guess, to rile up the Filipinos because they didn't want Philippines to win, obviously. So, but of course, when the Filipino fans saw this Photoshop image, they automatically assumed that Miss Philippines had won. So I thought it was hilarious.
That's very funny.
But things like this, you know, happen all the time, you know, amongst fans. You know, they try to provoke each other by, you know, creating all this silly stuff on social media. And some of them automatically believe that it's true, you know. So I thought it was hilarious. So eventually the event was taken down from the ticket agency online, I believe. Was it Ticketra? Ticketra, yeah. Yes. It was removed. It was taken down. So obviously, you know, the show was not going to go. Now, speaking of concerns, I think Michelle mentioned that the lack of communication between Miss World and the national directors That is to me, if I were a national director, that would really, really piss the hell out of me, because I want to know exactly what's going on with my girl, what the events are, what is the organization expecting from the national directors. If you're kept silent, if you're not hearing anything, like even for an hour of what's going on, there's something really bad or serious going on, And let me tell you, the Miss World organization does not have the best public relations department in the world. I've written to them many times in the past, and it's very, very rare that I receive an actual response. And if you want to speak to a specific person, let's say Julia Morley, what you do is that you write on the subject heading of the email, "Attention, Julia Morley," and then submit it to the generic address, missworld@missworld.org, whatever, etc. Yeah, so apparently there was one woman, what is her name? Is it Katie? Katie. She's the go-to person, I believe. I don't know, Michelle, if you met Katie, but she's like the go-to person. If you have anything that you need to ask about, go ask Katie. But Katie is the only one person working, it seems, the whole staff, the whole department, and they're utterly understaffed, obviously, So it's just weird. The whole thing is just weird. All right.
Can I say something though?
Sure, go ahead.
It's not that they don't communicate. It's that they don't. We received communication, but they say it when they have the answers, right? So it's like when I didn't have a hotel or a venue, and every contestant during that 2020 show was messaging you, "Where's the show? When can I buy tickets? When can I buy tickets? Where do I book my hotel? My parents are coming. My parents are coming." I didn't have an answer for them. Right. And I kept saying, "It's coming, please wait. It's coming, please wait." And you just, you don't have an answer, and you don't want to give wrong information or whatever. We received an email, "Hold tight, please wait. You'll be receiving information in a few hours." We received an email, "The show is still going on," when they thought the show was still going to continue, blah, 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 blah. We received an email in the morning. We will know in the next few hours, because there's a lot of people making decisions here. It's not just Julia, it's not just Katie, or it's not just Steve, or it's not just the Puerto Rican Health Department. So you've got a ton of people trying to figure out what's the best way to go. And nobody's going to send out 50 emails. You're going to send, as an organization, as a producer, you're going to send out one with the answers. You're not going to say show's canceled and then 3 hours later, "You know what, we're actually going to do it." And then, "Oh, wait, no, it's canceled again," right? It's like me. I hate announcing my dates right now because they're going to change. Right? I just announced the date and I already know it's canceled. Like I literally announced it 3 days ago. So, people complain about lack of information and all that sort of stuff. It's because there isn't any, and you need to wait. The information will come when it's ready to come. All right. You will find out whether there's a show. You will find out when the show is, where it is, and what's going to happen. And Katie is their like, I think she's she kind of manages the emails, and she's like reception, I guess. Right, I'm assuming. Yeah. I've never been given an official title or anything, but that's who she is. And she responds in a timely manner, and she calls when she needs you and that sort of thing. So, but I'm sure they do get a lot of emails, and just like I do, and everybody does as well. So.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We have another guest joining us. He is the national director of Iraq. As you know, Iraq. Is this the first time that Iraq is competing? No. Well, let me admit him right now. All right. he's texting me. He says, "Rafa, I look like a mess." All right. Okay. I'm letting you in now. Okay, that's him. He's not a bodybuilder, but he likes to work out in the gym.
Apparently.
Hey guys.
Hi, Syed.
Hey Rafa, how are you?
How are you?
Great.
Wait,
so
it's a little dark. Can you add more light? Do you have a ring light?
I can try. Give me.
Well, you can turn on your light. You're in the living room.
Give me hold on.
Yeah. So Syed acquired the franchise for Iraq, and Syed is a big Miss World fan. He knows a lot about Miss World history. I believe he contributes to Mississology, and he and I, have been following each other, for years and years and years and years. So he knows a lot about Miss World, and I just want to, ask for his opinion about this whole issue about the cancellation of the pageant. So, Syed, I
Is
was
this
just
better
telling-
or?
yeah, it's slightly
All right.
better, but it's okay. We can
all right.
see your face.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah,
So,
thanks for introducing
tell
me. So yeah, I have been like involved, like at least like 10 to 20 countries that you see in Miss World today are my doing. I've been involved since 2012, just like kind of encouraging countries to participate in Miss World and Miss Universe. And I think in 2013, the reason why you saw the most number of contestants take part in Miss World was 126. I think 15 of those were my doing. So, and I've been helping like national directors get to Miss World and Miss Universe for the last 10 years. And then you said, I contribute from sociology sometimes now, but I'm not that active anymore. But yeah, so you have any questions for me to start with, or?
Yeah, how did you acquire the franchise for Iraq?
I haven't acquired the franchise for Iraq, but I'm like the main liaison between Miss Iraq organization and both Miss World and Miss Universe.
Okay.
So basically, like I think Miss Universe wanted Iraq really bad. That's why they got the franchise. Miss World, we had to try a lot. Again, like following on, I don't know her name, but just following on the thing about communication, I think Miss World organization really has a lot to improve when it comes to that. I have never seen this, like I've dealt with many countries with Miss World, and the sort of unprofessionalism is just appalling. I mean, there are times where you will send them emails for like months. Like this is like a national director sending email. I'm the one sending email, but on their behalf. But they just don't respond. They pretend. I don't know if they pretend, but like they just seem clueless. And when you call them, like they will be like they're like very courteous and very nice. I think Katie is a person she was referring to. And it's the same story over again. I mean, even with Iraq this year, we had like so much trouble, and it has been the same story for many other countries. In fact, some countries like Mali and Tajikistan tried entering Miss World 2014, and they missed out because of this sort of like lack of communication from the end of Miss World. Like they will send you like the license agreement and they'll forget about it. Like I just don't understand how they work, but they definitely need a lot of help when it comes to that.
I was wondering too, the fact that Miss World has so many countries competing every year, like over 100, sometimes as high as 120. Maybe that sort of like contributes to the downgrade of their public relations. As the more countries they have, the less quality.
I don't think you can use it as an excuse, because I've dealt with Miss Universe as well, and it's a world of difference. Like the kind of like they're very proactive when it comes to communication, and they have almost 100 countries, 100 license holders. So I don't know if that's the reason, but yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
They really need to improve on that stuff on that end.
Right. Yeah. So how long does or the Miss Iraq organization will have the franchise? Do you guys have a contract like for a few years?
Oh no, it's every year.
It's renewable.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Miss Universe. So every year they have to sort of renew. So
how much is it? I'm curious.
So Miss World is generous, very generous when it comes to their licensing policy. Julia usually allows first year participation for free. And I think it depends upon like second year onwards, it depends upon like how like how good your country's economy is. Like I think they're based on GDP or something. So yeah, but other than that, it's pretty cheap. It's very cheap for some of the countries I've dealt with. It's very cheap.
Yeah, because would you say, is it like 4-digit?
Barely 4 digits, yeah.
4-digit this
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
What
yeah.
about Canada? How much Canada's paying?
I don't really think that's anybody's business, to be honest.
She can't, yeah, she's a national director, so she can't
I,
divulge that.
you
Yeah.
know, it's, I have no issues, and I've had no issues dealing with them for the last 5 years. To be honest, all my franchises, I have absolutely no complaints in terms of communication with them. They all respond to my emails, in a timely manner. And if they don't, I usually get I'm very sorry, we were on tour, right? Supra said they're not going to be responding for a few weeks because they were touring, right? They were away for a while, and they told us that we're gone, we'll be back, we'll be limited email access. Earth just responded, I'm sorry, Michelle, we were away for a bit on doing something, and right away. And it was, I think I sent the email 7 or 8 days ago. And the same with Miss World and everything. I personally don't have issues with communication with them. But the only communication they really have with me is when I'm sending my stuff, when it's time for the pageant for them to go, when they send me my contract, thank you. When I send it back, here it is. And that's about it. My first year, I had more questions for each one of the franchises because I was learning. But right now it's been really limited conversations, and because I know what's happening and what's going on.
Okay. Syed, how often do you communicate with your delegate?
She doesn't speak English that well. I try every now and then, but she had been updating me on the thing. But the way things look like right now, I don't think Iraq is going to go back again to Miss World.
Really?
Yeah, because I think that this was enough for them. Because unless, I think if they pay for the tickets for the delegates to come back, that's different then.
Well, but, is there okay, well, if you drop the franchise, somebody else will pick it up,
It doesn't work like that in Iraq, because Miss Iraq organization is sort of attached to the Ministry of Culture, and they're the only one who authorize to select girls for at least Miss World and Miss Universe. In fact, Iraq's Ministry of Foreign Affairs sent out a circular to the Ministry of Culture recently, telling Iraq that they cannot participate in Miss Universe because it was being held in Israel. So they're that much involved. So yeah, I don't think anyone else will be able to touch the licenses because the government won't allow to send them a representative from
Okay, Iraq. So this is problematic because we all live in what we consider a global village. Diaspora and whatnot. I'm sure there are many beautiful Iraqi women living outside of Iraq. You know that, Europe, America, Canada, and whatnot. The representative from Somalia this year was not selected in Somalia. She was crowned in Canada.
Yeah, that's another problem. I think Miss Universe also lets that happen sometimes, but at least they will crown the winner on the soil, right? But I think Miss World has been really kind of shaky when it comes to this policy of having to select a delegate on the soil, and having some sort of procedure, an open procedure, at least a casting call for that, for them to be able to select a representative. So yeah, the delegate from Somalia made no sense, especially given that there are already pageants happening in Somalia. So I don't know how she landed in Miss World. And I think a few years ago, there was a representative from Uzbekistan who didn't live in Uzbekistan. I'm not talking about the one in 2013. There was another one that appeared on Miss World website. And I don't know where she appeared, but she disappeared like that. So I don't know, the way they allow this kind of stuff to happen. They need to have some sort of guidelines or something. They need to be strict about it. Because the way Somalia was selected, Iran could have participated if they had to choose a girl from diaspora, right? So
yeah. So I really think it's time for these pageant organizations to be flexible with their requirements, especially as far as entry of a country goes. Because when I think of Cuba, Cuba has not participated in Miss Universe since 1957 maybe. And then I don't think it's fair, to punish a country just because the government is a communist country. You know, politics should be even be considered at all. So I really would want to see a Cuban delegate represent her country on Miss Universe stage and also Miss World someday. But that's another topic. We can talk about that. But what does your girl think about the pageant in Puerto Rico so far? Does she have like a good impression of the pageant overall, or is she enjoying herself?
Yeah, I mean, you can say so. I don't know much about that part, but you can say so. That she is fine. Yeah.
Okay.
She, of course, like initially, the thing is, like, I don't understand that if you know, like one problem that she had was that they know that someone can't speak English, right? So, I mean, they should at least have some sort of a translator for those girls. And she didn't have any translators, so she was having a lot of trouble. In fact, she was sending me stuff to translate for her. Really? So, yes. So she was that desperate. She said, like, because at that time, I think Armenia didn't arrive. I think Armenia is the only other Arabic speaking country there. I mean, girl there. She's originally from Syria, but yeah, so that's that part I didn't get, even though she repeatedly asked for translators, and we warned Miss World in advance that she will need a translator because she doesn't speak English at all, basically. So that. But I feel like what happened. I know you guys already talked already about this in depth, and I'll probably go over the video once we're done with this. But I feel like a lot of what happened today is pretty much a combination of like mismanagement and lack of organization on behalf of the Morley family of the Miss World contest. I mean, if you look at the way Endemol is the same company that produces Miss France. So Endemol's wing in UK was the one that really picked up Miss World in 1998 and really tried to bring it back to life. So all those amazing productions you saw from 1998 to 2002 was all Endemol. Right. And they were like professional. In fact, if you know the director of Miss World from 1998, the TV director of Miss World from 1998 to 2002 is the same guy who produces Academy Awards now. So they were like top-notch professional, and you can see the level of professionalism in the TV show in those years. And even then, I think until 2005 and 2006, until Alistair McMillan was there as a producer and Russell Norman, there was like, it was still a decently produced event. And from 2006 onwards, you see this, this degradation in the level of production of Miss World. Repeated music, repeat dancing, the same sort of like mundane format. And I think that the reason why I feel like is that they I think maybe the lack of budget, they can't afford professional people, but it seems very amateurish now. It almost seems like a college show. Like,
do you remember the Miss World productions like from the 70s all the way to the early 1990s? There were grand, of course, amazing
the BBC
productions.
Ones were amazing, yeah. And and they tried to do the Endemol tried to do the same, because Endemol picked up Miss World the same time they picked up Miss France. So I think they were trying to like delve into like bringing back this sort of industry, this pageant back on TV. So it's just sad to see I mean, I just feel like the entire Morley family, or at least Julia Morley, is out of touch with modern television production standards, glamour standards, fashion standards. And it's just sad to see the way the contest has gone. Like, it's just boring. I mean, like, there's no other word to describe it.
So do you think, okay, I'm going to ask your opinion, each one of you. Antonio, what do you think of, I know you like Miss World. You think Miss World is the best pageant in the world, bar none. But with all these changes, not necessarily for the better, that have been going on since Julia Morley took over, do you think that it's time for Julia Morley to retire, or to give it up?
I think that it's time to renew the pageant for sure. Like, maybe not retire if she has energy. Like she can still doing it. But I think that we need a new, especially for the final night. That's the only issue that I have with Miss World, because it's very long and very boring. I think that they need to find like a new person to be in charge of the show. I love Julia Morley and I want to be the president until the end, but it's only the show that it needs to be renewed for sure. But As you say, I love the shows in the from 1998, 1999 until 2002. As Syed says, they were my favorites for sure. And it would be great to have that kind of like a final night again.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what about you, Michelle? Do you think Julia Morley needs to retire and just take a rest?
I think Julia should do whatever she wants to do. Someone told me that I should go home and just take care of my kids. Yeah, I've been told that. You shouldn't run a pageant, you should go and do that because you seem stressed or you seem too tired or something. I think I'd had a baby probably a month ago or something, and I didn't respond fast enough. No, I think she needs, whatever she feels she's capable of doing, she should do, right? And I think she has stepped away a bit, and I think that other people have been coming into place and doing things. And everybody in any production, everybody has their job. And, I don't think she does everything. I just think she's the face. And she's the person that goes out there. So she's marketed where she's the one that announces the winner. And she's the one, there. And she's in all the meetings and she knows everything that's going. But, I don't think she's the one deciding how the show goes. I don't think she decides the dance number or the music or anything like that. Right?
Right. Yeah. Syed, who do you think should succeed Julia Morley when she retires? I
personally love Julia as a figurehead of Miss World. I think she serves as the perfect face for Miss World. I would like her to stay there. But I think something like what happened with Miss France, where Geneviève de Fontenay sold part of the rights to a professional production company like Endemol, something like that has to happen for Miss World to get back on TV and to have that sort of, modern television production that we saw before, as Antonio said. So I will definitely back what Antonio was saying, that, Julia will be perfect, but something has to change, like a lot.
Yeah.
So
right. Exactly. Well, just reading some of the comments of our viewers today, some of them basically agree that, she needs to step down. The show is boring. When you compare Miss World, let's say, with Miss Grand International, which is like fastly becoming a very popular pageant, the difference is just enormous. It's just between Miss Grand and Miss World right now. So that's one thing. They all say that it's too long. These challenge events are just dragging. Eric, my friend Eric Show from Malaysia, greetings from Malaysia. I think the pageant drags too long. That's why the period should be kept as short as possible. Now what? All the fast track winners just hang on? Okay, now let's talk about that. Okay, when the girls, do you think all of the contestants should come back like 90 days from now? Or should only the top 30 girls should come back? And who's going to pay for their airfares coming back to Puerto Rico? Who's going to pay for their hotel, the food, lodgings, all that stuff? Miss World? Is the organization going to pick up the tab? What do you think? Michelle? Well, you don't care because Canada did not make the top 30 anyway, so you don't care.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm just kidding. I love you.
So, I don't know. They're going to go back as a team and they're going to sit down, and over the next, when everybody's healthy, they're going to, after Christmas, start figuring out what are we going to do. And they're going to plan it. And I have all the confidence in the world that it will be spectacular and it will work out. It might be just the top 30. And you know what? So be it. It might, because they've pre-recorded. Remember, they pre-recorded a lot of the stuff, right? So it can be possible that it's only the top 30. I don't, whatever they say, I'm good with. If they ask my girl to come, she's going. If they say we're only taking the top 30 and she happens to not be in the top 30, she's not going. right? You know, my only concern is trying to figure out how to convince my husband for let me go again if she's going. So that's the only problem I have, you know, right? So.
Saya, do you think your girl made the cut?
With Miss World, you never know, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You never know, right?
It's whatever Julia wants.
To be honest, you never know any of the pageants anymore.
Well, they're all the same anyway. I mean, they pretty much, you know, are in terms of judging and assessing the contestants. I mean, they pretty much apply the same rules, I think. I mean, who knows? Maybe Iraq this year turns to be the most behaved, the sweetest, you know, girl in the group, compared to, let's say, Miss Bulgaria, who drinks and smokes. So, you know what
Really?
I mean? Yeah, somebody told me that information. Somebody earlier today, that Miss Bulgaria turns out to be a naughty girl. So,
all right.
Anyway, so yeah, so some people. Okay, one fan is saying maybe only the top 12 must come back. So it would be the lesser contestants there are, the safer it would be on stage, at least, you know, because of social distancing and whatnot. I don't know about
I just don't get why they just didn't hold a coronation ceremony and get done with it. Like, however many contestants were left who tested negative, just like let them have a chance at it and get done with this. I don't know why they had to drag it like that.
Yeah.
Liability too. We never said that.
Yeah, liability. Yeah.
Think about it. COVID outbreak. Hector talked about the embarrassment, like everybody, the brand, we all talked about the brand and stuff, you know, a giant COVID outbreak. So, you know, right now it's the Westworld contestants and it's amongst all of them. You have a competition with 10,000, 20,000 people, and now you've got 5,000 people in Puerto Rico with COVID, all from the Miss World competition. The liability for that is just it's not worth it, right?
Not even without an audience.
Yeah. You know, what I find interesting is that, you know, the Puerto Rican authorities decided to cancel the pageant, but last Friday they allowed the Bad Bunny concert, which was attended by over 10,000 people, and there were like what, over 100 COVID outbreaks. So I just don't understand what is going on.
Yeah, like if you know the director of Miss World this year, Paco Lopez, if you see his Instagram, he is promoting concerts like day after tomorrow. And
what is his name? Paco Lopez.
Paco. Yeah.
Okay.
So and he wasn't promoting Miss World at all, which was very strange for me. Instead, he's promoting like big giant concerts that are going to take place tomorrow or day after tomorrow.
Holy moly.
Mm-hmm. That was very strange, but I guess he saw it coming, so he wasn't promoting that.
Michelle, what do you think of the venue? Were you able to get inside and check it out?
No.
I have a thing about the stage. I was just appalled to see the stage. Like, you had 2 years to prepare for a show, and they literally are using the same screen that's already at the Coliseo. Like, no sense of creativity or production, nothing. It's just like 3 screens that are already there, and they're using that, and it's just sad to see. Like, if you see like the documentaries on Miss World from 98, 99, 2000, they had people sitting there with mini set designs, talking about the set. And now it's just 3 screens. Like, it's just sad to see the way Miss World is today, basically.
Okay.
Because I'm a big Miss World fan, so that's why I'm being too bitter, maybe for that reason.
Michelle, go.
One thing that needs to be pointed out, though, is that right now, sponsors for pageants is, for a lot of them, like for me, I'm sure there's a lot less. So there's a lot less funding for that. I remember a year Miss Universe had their preliminaries in like a hotel ballroom one year, right? And I think it was in Vegas. 2 years. Yeah. Okay. It was really like low budget that year. I mean, their show was great, but the preliminary was really, really like not that great. And usually they have a big preliminary, if I recall, right? So, I mean, it's tough. It's a tough business. You're fighting against a lot of people that hate pageants. You're you're fighting against
the feminists.
yeah. And that's why pageants, a lot of them, including Miss Universe, have really tried to push all of the social causes and lots of speaking and lots of things, which makes the show boring to pageant fans because they want to see the runway and all that sort of stuff. But then you're trying to pander to the networks, right? Yes. The networks want, you know, everything else. So it's really hard to, first of all, make everybody happy and to get, you know, get sponsors, right? I have, like, my teen pageant, when I first started, the prize package, the sponsors, everything, I could get so much in kind. You know, cash is very difficult in Canada, but I would get prizes and all these sort of things, and meal sponsors and restaurant sponsors and activity sponsors. I get nothing now, absolutely nothing. So it's gone from where, you know, you would take the girls to restaurants and they'd get these lovely dinners and all that sort of stuff, to now I'm paying for it because we don't have, the sponsors just won't sign on anymore. It's been the pandemic. Everybody's broke, yeah. Right? Everybody's had terrible years, except, I don't know, maybe the vaccine companies. So we're struggling. So those are things that we also have to consider. So if you don't have big sponsors coming in to fund these sort of things, you're not going to see the stuff that we want to see, right? And you're trying to do your best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I
don't know if I would agree with that because if you look at 2013 in Indonesia, they literally had everything from Liliana and her husband's company. They had everything available to them. And even then, the final show, I mean, I know it was moved, but the production itself, the final show, it was just the same. Nothing changed about that. So even when they have resources available, it seems like they're just stuck in this place where they don't understand that the world of television, glamour, fashion has moved on. So I don't know. I think they definitely need like a new breed of people to take over.
Right. Yeah, and remember at one point, at least for 5 or 6 consecutive years, they had the same host. I forgot her name. She's a Chinese woman. What's her name?
Angela Cho.
Angela.
Yeah.
Angela Cho. Yeah. I mean, she was okay. She was good, but to me, she sort of like lacks charisma. She wasn't magnetic.
I think she got annoying after a few years. Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't really attract, you know, a lot younger audience. And mind you, this is the social media era that we live in. This is the TikTok generation. This is the Snapchat generation. Okay, what is Miss World doing to attract young people who use those apps, the social media apps? You know, I mean, try to be creative, Miss World. Hello, you know, get on with the times.
I think they're just out of touch, and they've just has become a family affair.
I think that they're very old. Yeah, they're very old-fashioned in that way.
It's like, you know, it's like a lot of nepotism going on. It's a very nepotistic organization.
Yeah, I agree. Is it like I'm not sure if they have the agreement with these, you know, like Mobstar for I don't know for how many years. Like instead of like if you want to promote your pageant, you want to increase your followers, use Instagram. You know, everybody is now on Instagram. You should use Instagram. But they are stealing Mobstars. You know, that doesn't make sense for me.
Exactly.
And like, you know, with Paula knows her job is on the line if she doesn't perform, you know, so
that's true.
Definitely nepotism in Miss World is definitely an issue. I think that's one of the reasons why it is the way it is today.
Yeah, I was wondering too if Miss World were actually run by a man instead of a woman. I mean, we said that Julia Morley is like the figurehead. She's like the face of Miss World. So for a lot of us, it's kind of hard to imagine Miss World without Julia's face next to it. So that's why wherever the title holder goes, she tags along with the title holder. I mean, a lot of people think that she's a very just protective grandmother or mother type thingy, you know, which is okay. And I'm sure all the title holders who have known Julia love her. They just love Julia. So I think what Antonio was saying is that, you know, that's why you have all these different challenges, and that's why the pageant is 4 weeks long, is because it's like as if Julia is trying to find her next daughter-in-law, as if
you know
what I mean. This is like, again, it's like a family thingy. you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I thought it's very interesting, but I really do believe that, you know, things need to change from within. They need to change anything that's going on from you know, the internal aspect of the pageant, and from there make all these necessary changes outward, because it is kind of, you know, it's
You know,
dead to me. Miss
and
World is dead. Miss
and you know
World is
what is the
dead.
worst? Miss World has like a lot of potential. Like, right, like even like to get bigger than Miss Universe, period. If they have a great production, they can beat Miss Universe, like for sure. Like they have better activities, the Queen travels the most, they have more charity events, like they have everything there. It's just the final show that needs to have a huge upgrade.
Mhm.
Like imagine Miss
Exactly.
World being like Miss France, like
Oh my God,
they
let's not
can
even
just
go there. Let's not even go there.
so like I don't know why, like I don't think they even watch other pageants because they really have an idea, okay, where do we stand and what are these national pageants doing? So I don't even think they follow that stuff because
Yeah.
there's no way they watch Miss France and they think Miss World is cool. Miss World looks like a college show, amateur college show compared to that.
Yeah, so that's what I don't understand. You know, when a Miss France is crowned, she's given the two options. Do you want to compete in Miss Universe or do you want to compete in Miss World? Hell, if I want Miss France, I go to Miss Universe. I don't care about Miss World. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because you
unfortunately, I had to advise the same. Like Mr. Rock organization asked me the same. Should we send the winner to Miss World or Miss Universe? I told them just because of the fact that Miss Universe gives a lot of professional exposure to the girls. Miss Universe would be the preference right now. And then like maybe taking runner up. But this year they couldn't participate because of Israel.
Really, I have to say, guys, sorry, if I would be a girl and if they asked me where to participate, I would choose Miss World for sure over Miss Universe. The Miss Universe girls in the last years, they only stuck in a hotel, no activities. They just get ready for the final night. It's only 2 hours for them to enjoy. Miss World is like full month of great activities. They create bonds. They have so much fun. Why am I gonna go to Miss
Yeah,
Universe just
it's
for 2 hours?
true. But the reason why I said that is they don't get that glamorous exposure, the kind of exposure on TV. With Miss World that they do with Miss Universe. You know, you have the prelims on the
But
stage and
Miss
everything.
World is televised all over the world. It's just not in North America. You're just talking about
Miss
exposure
World
in
is
the
not.
United States.
If I actually did a sort of a report a few years ago, Miss World has been dropped by pretty much all channels over the last decade.
But hasn't Miss Universe been
Except for
dropped a
some
lot
Latin
as well
American
now
countries.
too?
Huh?
Miss USA, Miss Teen USA, aren't they just on YouTube
But
now?
at the level at
they're
which Miss World
televised.
has
Were they
been dropped,
televised?
They're still televised, yeah. Yeah, they were
the level
televised.
at which Miss World has been dropped all across Europe, and like even like Asia and like part of Latin American countries, like a lot of channels have dropped Miss World. It's just no, it's not that you'll find it hard. You'll really find it hard to find it. So yeah, that's unfortunate. And I think that again has to do with the fact that you wouldn't want a show like Miss World on your
World
TV.
needs to do what Miss World needs to do is they need to imitate Miss Grand International. That's it. They need to imitate. They need to learn lessons from Miss Grand
At least if they
International.
change the
You know,
final
Miss Grand International
production,
has surpassed Miss
they
World
don't have
in
to change
popularity.
anything. Yeah, just the final production that will have so much impact. And that's another thing I don't get, like beauty with a purpose. I mean, if Julia really wants to have some social impact, what better way to have that impact than through like big giant media, television, you know, having a good production to make that sort of impact and, you know, to get her message out. Having a lousy show is not going to help her beauty with a purpose either.
Yeah. I was chatting, actually, Michelle, when I was chatting with Michelle earlier today, Michelle, you said something about sponsorship. The fact that you proposed that maybe Miss World should have invited a major
That was a
vaccine
joke.
company.
I said that all the pageants this year should do that. We should.
They should have reached out to all these vaccine or drug companies to sponsor
I
Miss
said
World.
that all the pageants this year should go to the vaccines and get the pharmaceutical companies to sponsor.
Yeah.
For that,
And, you know,
rapid test sponsor, PCR sponsor, and the vaccine sponsor. You know, the vaccine of choice. It was a joke. I was just making some humor in a time when we need to laugh.
That's exactly what Miss Universe did.
Did they?
Yeah,
that's what
I saw that.
That's what Miss Universe did, right? You know, when I went to Miss Universe 2020 in Miami, all as soon as the girls arrived in their hotel rooms, they were given this gift box filled with masks, hand sanitizers, Kleenex and whatnot, all these things that anybody could use to diminish getting COVID. And then I thought it was amazing. And of course, they had to wear a mask with the names of their countries written, inscribed on the side of the mask, and also the name of the company that's sponsoring. I thought it was a brilliant idea. And I think, with the pandemic going on, every major pageant should have copied. I think Miss Grand International also provided masks next year. There's another pageant worth talking about. Is Canada sending Miss International? Michelle, do you own the Canadian franchise for International?
No,
you don't.
That's
Who
Dennis.
owns it?
Miss Universe
it's
Canada.
Dennis, the first runner-up normally sent. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
the first runner-up.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so I thought, we Miss World really need to get with the times. And I think we won't see the changes until Julia Morley steps down, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon. It's just like Queen Elizabeth, okay? We're just waiting for Queen Elizabeth to give up the crown.
I just hope what happened today might be a wake-up call
Prince Charles
for Julia.
can assume to the throne,
I just hope what happened today can be like a wake-up call for Julia. I don't know. I hope this changes things, but I don't think so. I agree with you.
I don't think the production has ever been her main focus, though. I think raising funds for Beauty with a Purpose, for the children's charity, that's her passion. I don't think her passion is a show. And that's it. And it has never for her been about the show. She makes sure the experience for every single one of the girls is outstanding. And I can attest to that, having gone to Miss World. And I mean, that pageant was phenomenal. And, in 1996, absolutely phenomenal. And, they make sure the experience. And when I do my pageant, I always think as a contestant too, right? What will make it fun for them? When I do my teen pageant, we have to do fun activities because they're young and there's only one girl walking away with the crown, but you've got all these other girls that have worked so hard. So I think she really makes it so long, does all these activities so that they have this experience of representing their country at Miss World. And I think that's why she calls it a festival, right? The Miss World Festival. Right? It's a festival of countries celebrating their beauty with a purpose and their projects that they have come to present and to showcase. So, as a production aspect and all that kind of things, yes, they can bring it up a notch, all that sort of thing. But I don't think that she cares. I think, she's making a difference, which is way more important than putting on this show. Pageant fans can yell and scream and all that kind of stuff, but her thing is we have raised X amount of billions of dollars for sick children. And, she's a mother, she, herself. And, if you know her story and you know all those things, you'll understand where all of this had come from. And, and that's where her heart is raising funds for children, for sick kids, basically, right? So, and that's what she does. And she's doing exactly what she wants. And that's why it hasn't changed. And that's just what I think.
And that's why I love Miss World, because Julia Morley is just, oh gosh, beautiful. Thank you for explaining it very well.
biggest heart. Every email from her is much love. Send me pictures of your children. Big hugs from me. Things like that, right? Yeah. And that's how she is.
I don't know if you've heard this, guys, but that Facebook page exposing Miss World contest. I think Syed is familiar with it. Have you been reading, Syed?
Yeah, I saw it before. I haven't checked it lately, though. Have they posted more stuff?
The author, whoever is behind this Facebook page, claims that he or she, we don't know the gender, used to work with Miss World organization for many, many years. So this person knows all the stories behind it, the ins and outs. This person claims that Julia Morley has an offshore account in the Cayman Islands, and that some of the money from the so-called fundraising events have actually been funneled into this offshore account in the Cayman Islands. So this is what this person is claiming. So whether or not that's true, we don't know. It needs further investigation. But I thought this is very interesting. Cayman Islands. Okay, let's all go to the Cayman Islands.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say
anybody
about
can say something on the internet, and like
Yeah.
it depends. Like I will never believe it. Like show me proofs and I will believe it. If not, like it's even like I don't want even to read it. Like if there's everybody can spread comments about me in the internet, and like yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, for some of you fans who have just joined in us late now, same question. Is it true that Stephanie del Valle got into disagreement with Julia Morley? Actually, I clarified that earlier today. No, it's not true. So stop believing that. It's a rumor. There's no truth behind it. Stephanie and Julia Morley are, according to Stephanie's
Very
words,
close.
they're very close, like very
Oh.
chummy buddies and stuff and everything. So they're fine. Reading some of the other comments here, Miss Universe is televised in over 100 countries and territories around the world and has over 500 million viewers because its major partner is Fox. Fox is a big television network. Okay, so exactly, Rafa and Syed, like it or not, Miss Grand always has the best production. That's true, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, so what's going to happen now that the pageant has been canceled? Okay, so it's not clear whether or not the pageant will actually come back in exactly 90 days. It could be less than 90 days. It could be the girls could be asked to come back to Puerto Rico maybe as early as February, maybe, or maybe March, mid-March. Who knows? Nobody knows. So the Miss World organization needs to clarify all that. How many contestants have to be brought back? Are they going to continue with, is there going to be some sort of like a virtual? What about the other challenges? What challenges is still missing, has not been done?
You see the Mobstars. We don't know the results of Mobstars. That's it. Yeah.
We don't know that there was the winner of the multimedia event, right? So that still has to be done. So I think Miss Iraq has the most number of Instagram followers.
Yeah, she does. 500,000, more than 500,000. Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows? She could win.
Yeah.
Even though only very few people, understands what she's talking about, So go Iraq.
I know, right? I hope. But yeah, like I think Mobstar was more for head-to-head challenge, right? Wasn't it?
I don't know. Antonio, can you answer that?
No, for the head-to-head, they count the increase in Mobstars, in followers, Mobstars, the followers in Facebook, and I think the votes in the official website.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, the funny part is Iraq actually asked me like, how can she like promote like herself on Mobstar and all this head-to-head stuff. I was like, don't even bother, it's all fixed. Like, I didn't know. I was being honest. I don't really think any of this stuff is real. The way Miss World is, like, I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too, because in order for a contestant to advance, they're supposed to be promoting all their, what they put on social media on Mobstar app, on Facebook, on Instagram and other social media platforms. So if you like their picture, that means like 5 points already right there. So how do they even calculate all that?
Yeah, you really think Miss World is gonna go through every girl's Instagram, Facebook,
agree.
blah blah blah?
Yeah, or even Mobstar, a Mobstar
Okay.
app.
Or maybe they're just using Mobstar app to calculate. They're just using one thing, even though they're telling
Mobster, so they work with Mobster, like the owner or the creator of it. So he has his back end way of running and checking the results of all the girls, right? So it's not like me going onto Instagram and counting every single like of my contestant, right? And adding up points, and doing that. I think that the other thing they do is, so there's a Miss World Country Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
So when the girls start, so say there's 500 likes or followers on that page. So if it increases 1,000 people, that's 1,000 towards you, right? They look to see how many people it does. We don't focus like me, my girl, we do our best, and we do our social media, and we have her posting on Instagram for our fans and our followers. But as Canada, we will never, it's almost impossible to win any kind of online voting. It's like, I mean,
with Thailand and
I just
Philippines,
posted to support for all of the franchises, and we say, come on, try and do it, so that there's at least maybe 100 likes. But I mean, when you're getting like when I'm watching some of these, like at Miss Grand, when they have 100,000, 500,000 likes, and I realized that they had fake accounts and they were sharing it over and over again by the same person. They had these, and I realized
robots.
Bots.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to win. Canada doesn't have that fan base. So
yeah. Somebody, a couple of viewers posted, the winner of multimedia is Cote d'Ivoire, because she already has 23 million votes, thanks to her daddy, who is a mayor. I guess her daddy is rich. So he hired, I don't know, a bunch of robots to vote for his daughter.
Is she from U.S.? Is she from the United States?
She studied in the U.S. That's where her English. That's why she sounds American.
Good,
yeah, she went to school in college here in the U.S. But so I guess she's the winner. But we'll see. Anything could change between now and 90 days from now. So it's interesting. Okay, all right. So who do you think? Okay, apart from the 15 girls who have already been selected, who do you think, which other countries do you think belong in the top 30? Antonio, you did a live Instagram with Julio Rodriguez Matute the other day, which I watched, and you guys have your own choices. So
yes, exactly.
Would you like to share your choices?
Yeah, sure. I will be more than happy. For me, but obviously this is only based. I watch all the head-to-heads. I have to say that this is my favorite thing in Miss World, because it is the only pageant that you
imagine Antonio watching the head-to-head interviews. 138 girls. Oh my God! Who has time for that, Syed? I don't have time.
You see it once. You see it once every day, and you will be fine during all the time. But you know what I love about that? You can see actually the personality of the girls, how they speak, and it's obviously who's gonna win. Like, that's why I love the head-to-head. In the last 3 years, the winners, they were easy the best 5 speakers in the head-to-head of all the girls. So whatever. So I based my decision in the head-to-head. I think that the top 15, it will be Bahamas, Czech Republic, Dominican Republic, France, Guinea, amazing, Indonesia, Ireland, Japan, Malaysia, Northern Ireland, Poland, Puerto Rico, Somalia, Uganda, and Vietnam. That will be my top 15 by judges.
You know it off by heart.
Sorry?
You knew it off by heart. Wow.
No Canada. No Canada.
Boom.
You're really following it.
Wow.
I told you guys, this is because that's why this is funny that for me, like, I think I'm not gonna say something, but it's because in the Miss World, like, you can see actually all the girls. Like, that's why I love it, because you can see all the videos and the personalities. Like last year, obviously the winner was Jamaica. She was like great, the best speaker, great talent. Mexico was one of the best 5 speakers that are great social, like a social impact. And me seeing that was the best speaker during her that year. So for me, Miss World is the easiest pageant to predict a winner. If you see all the head-to-heads, for you will be so easy to see who's going to be the winner.
Well, if you're going to base the favorites or the strong contestants on head-to-head, so there's really no need for the other challenges like sports or top model, or even multimedia. You know what I mean?
It is. You know why? Because normally there's not always the best girls. Sometimes there's 10 girls that are amazing, and that's why you count those particular, like who has a great beauty with a purpose, who is like a great top model. Actually that counts. Like I'm gonna give you a specific example. Like some people think that Miss World is always already chosen. No, every year. Like 2013, Julia Morley, it was in the final night that she decided the winner. She was between Philippines, France, or Brazil, period. She wanted any of those 3 girls to win. the final night, Miss Philippines was obviously the one who answered the best. She was a winner, period.
Okay, all right. Somebody's saying Antonio is right. You don't want all episodes of head to head, but it gives time to all the candidates. So stop forcing Miss World to become Miss Universe. That's why there are two different pageants. Okay, fair. That's fair comment. It's really hard to predict the Miss World winner. Now, I have a question. Has there ever been a Miss World winner who has actually won the Beauty with a Purpose award?
I don't think so.
I can't think of anyone.
No.
Somebody who has won Beauty with a
Mexico.
Purpose and eventually won Miss World.
I think that Mexico.
Mexico?
I think that she was one. I think that year there were like 5 girls that year, and then she was one of the Beauty with a Purpose winners. Yeah.
Oh, she was one of the 5, but like one as like the only winner.
Yeah, like the only winner, no, but I remember that year. I think that they
right.
have like 5 winners, and she was.
Yeah, they changed it, right? Yeah. I forgot.
Yeah. Okay. Another comment. Let's see. It's really hard to predict Miss World's winner. Okay, people, please don't discredit any queen. Are we discrediting any queen?
No,
I don't think so. No, we're just. I
think a lot of the girls that Julia chooses are pretty good, actually.
Exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say. You know what? Like, if we're doing a percentage, like stats review of each pageant, I would say Miss World has produced more beautiful winners than Miss Universe.
And it's just not beautiful, just like different. Like,
facial wise.
I was really, I really like the fact that Julia picked Honor in 2005. You would never expected her to win a pageant. Like, but she's like the type of sweet, cute girl. Like, so that was really nice to see her win.
Right. Another comment from Benjamin says, I hope Rafa stops antagonizing Miss World. Why bother host this event when all you do is say things against Miss World in front of the national directors?
I mean, critique is
dear national directors. Do you think I am antagonizing Miss World?
I think you do this to every pageant.
Correct. You know why? Because it's my job. I am a pageant critic. Okay.
Yes.
It's my job.
What did I call you? The Perez Hilton of pageants the other today?
Oh my God. I love that. I am the Perez Hilton of pageantry. Thank you. Such an honor. Okay. So somebody says Indonesia has more people than the Philippines, LOL, and not many Filipinos follow Miss Grand like they do Miss Universe. Well, yeah, that's true. I think every country has its own preference, or they're leaning towards a specific pageant, which is true. I just want to remind, okay, let's go over the what?
This is kind of off topic, but is it just me, or like the fact, like Miss Grand or Miss Supranational, it's just hard to take these pageants seriously because of their names? Like,
Miss
they just
Grand,
sound so tacky. Yeah, even Miss Grand or Miss
Grand,
Supranational. Yeah.
Just you.
Like, I really wish like Miss Grand took over Miss Earth and Miss Grand took over Miss International, and Miss Supranational took over Miss Earth. Like, that would have been ideal, but I guess it wasn't down to happen.
Yeah, well, the first time that I've heard of Miss Grand International, I thought this title sounds hokey. Why can't they just drop the word international? Because international has been like copied and borrowed and stolen so many times. You don't need international. I prefer like one name titles like Miss Grand, Miss World, Miss Earth, Supranational.
There's no Miss Galaxy.
Yeah, seriously, Miss Galaxy.
There is a Miss Galaxy pageant.
There is
they didn't have more names. Yeah, they didn't have more names, so they have to find whatever.
And there's also a Miss Cosmos. Did you know that?
Oh dear Lord! No, I don't.
There's a new pageant every day. Every day, there's some random new pageant that has 4 contestants.
Okay, let's go over the 15 countries so far that have advanced to the top 30. Starting with Botswana. What do we think of Botswana? Do you think Botswana will advance to the top 5? Botswana, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, Kenya, and South Africa. Those are the African countries so far that have made the cut. Who do you think is the strongest delegate from Africa?
Can I go first?
Huh?
Can I go first?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So do you want me to only to choose one from Africa?
Well, you can rank them if you like. Who do you think is like the top?
Oh, in my opinion, it will be Cote d'Ivoire, the Queen of Africa. Then second, it will be South Africa, and third will be Somalia, in my opinion.
Okay, all right. So even though Somalia has not made the top,
no, because she
yet,
speaks beautiful, she has beautiful face, nice story. But Miss South Africa, Miss Cote d'Ivoire, in my opinion, they are stronger.
Didn't Somalia win the best beachwear award? Kidding, just kidding.
Be nice, Rafa. Be nice to her.
Okay, well, of course, I'm very biased, so I'm going to pick Cameroon because she's my protege.
Oh, she's beautiful.
So I've been mentoring her online.
Didn't she get COVID?
Huh? Yeah, she's beautiful.
COVID, right?
She has COVID, yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
I want her in Miss Universe.
So I brought Cameroon to Miss World, by the way.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Which year?
2013. That was the first time they took part.
Oh, okay. How did she do?
She didn't place.
Oh, well.
But it's the same organization. It's coming to Miss Cameroon, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure she had a lot of fun. That's good. All right, the other countries that made the top 30 so far. You have England. What do we think of England? Rahima Muthami. I think she's pretty.
I think she's beautiful. I think she's beautiful. I think she's the second best in Europe. She has a great story. She has science. She was one of the winners in Beauty with a Purpose. I think she's the first Black girl from England. She's amazing. I have her second in Europe.
Okay. All right. Michelle, what do you think of England?
I'm looking at her picture. She looks very pretty.
She's very pretty. Yeah, she's stunning.
Yeah, she looks very pretty. I haven't seen any performance from her, so I can't really comment. But just looking at a couple of her photos and stuff, I mean, she's a beautiful girl. But I haven't seen her speak or anything, so I can't make a comment.
Okay. And then we have India, Manasa Varanasi. Indian girls this year in all the major Grand Slam pageants are very strong. Manasa Varanasi is one of the front runners, and they're hoping India to win another crown this year. So, Syed, what do you think of India?
Oh God, you're asking the wrong person. I might be biased. So I'm from Pakistan, but yeah, she's good. I like her. Yeah, but I don't think she's.
Well, forget that from Pakistan.
Yeah, but yeah, she's good. But I think I really haven't paid much attention to the girls this year. But the only one that I think stood out to me was Cote d'Ivoire. She's the one who really got my attention. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, the next girl is Mexico. I haven't been paying attention to Mexico. She's a pretty face. How did she do in head-to-head challenge, Antonio?
She was extremely elegant. I think that she's the most elegant girl from the Americas. I have to say, in my opinion. But I don't know. She's beautiful. So I have her in my top 12, but I don't have her winning the title of the Americas.
Okay. All right. Next one is Mongolia. I haven't been paying attention to Mongolia. I don't know what she looks like. I think she's just totally off my radar, but she advanced to the top 30. So Julia
Mongolia is always off the radar.
Yeah, but you know what? It seems like, in the last 5 years, Mongolia has been making the cut. So they're doing something right, I think.
Okay.
Next one is Nepal. Namrata Shrestha. I think she made the she won the Beauty with a Purpose. I think there's 6 of them, right?
She was in the top 10 for Beauty with a Purpose. In my opinion, she should have won because she has an amazing project. But I think that because she was already qualified, Julia didn't give her cut. So.
All right. Okay. Then we have Nicaragua. Shanice Palacios. So
yeah,
Dennis Davila is the national director of Nicaragua. Okay. So he's very ecstatic for his girl. Next one is Paraguay. She's off my radar. I don't even know what she looks like. Philippines, she's one of the front runners, but I think I would probably put her in the top 12 for now.
Yeah, I'm surprised people think she's a front runner.
No,
yeah, but she actually, did you see that when the girls spoke at inside the Capitol? Her speech
I
about
haven't listened to any
mothers,
of the
about
speeches,
motherhood was
Miss-
amazing.
Miss Philippines
Okay.
is amazing. I think that
Yeah.
Miss Philippines for sure having my top 12. For me, to be honest, for Asia, it's clear it's between India and the Philippines. Miss Philippines is she slapped my face. I didn't have too much expectation about her, but then I saw her video head to head, and she's not just so beautiful physically, she speaks amazing, and she has also a great beauty with a purpose. So I was very surprised for the Philippines.
Yeah, when she was giving her speech, the camera zoomed on Julia as if she was like wiping off her tears coming out of her eyes or something. So, so it really touched her. So yeah, Julia loves Philippines. Another girl, South Africa, Shudufadzu Musida. Nobody can miss South Africa because she's bald. But when she won Miss South Africa, I thought this girl is going to go very far in Miss World, and I'm glad she chose to compete Miss World instead of Miss Universe because she's very, very Julia type thing. Okay, I think she'll go farther than top 30. And then we have Venezuela, which is another strong candidate. I think our friend Julio, who's Venezuelan, picked Venezuela as the new Miss World.
Yeah.
So, right?
I don't
So
know.
that's
Is
good.
it just me or all
And then we
Venezuelan girls look the same? Like they all seem
Yeah,
so
they have the same
like,
the same cut almost,
like
same
it's just
look.
boring now. Yeah.
All right, and of course the last girl in the top 30 is United States, whom I think should not have been allowed to compete because she is a fraud. She's an imposter, and she's not the real Miss World America. And I posted on my Instagram an article that was published by Jezebel magazine, which basically gives everything, the details behind Miss World America organization and its national director, Michael Blakey.
I don't know if you remember, Rafa. I pointed out the fact when they were lying about the cost of their crown, like about being in millions and millions. Like that was a clue that this is a fraud organization.
Yeah. So I don't know how United States made this far, but for some reason she was able to cast a spell on Julia. And I have this conspiracy theory. I love conspiracy theories. I have this conspiracy theory that the reason why the pageant this year was canceled is because of Miss United States and the bad karma that she has brought to the pageant. And she's probably watching the show right now, and she's probably going to send me a text message or an inbox in my inbox, trying to be
wasn't
sweet
she like the runner-up
nice,
of like the last
and Rafa, I saw your show last night, and I was really very disappointed, but I am a vessel of peace, and I bring you peace and love and understanding.
That's how she sounds
writes.
like on social media. Yeah.
That's how she writes. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, she's like very strange. Anyway, so those are the top 30 so far. So we're gonna wait who Julia or the rest of the judges will pick to complete the list of the top 30. All right, so I'm reading some of the comments. Somebody says Miss is totally fraud.
No, never.
Yeah, right. Venezuela, I think she's the full package. Okay, all right. Philippines is a very good speaker. She speaks with a heart. Okay. I love Nepal. Okay. All right. Okay. So I guess that's it, guys. I think we're going to end the show because it's getting late and I have to wake up early tomorrow morning. And thank you so much for joining. Michelle, thank you. I can't thank you enough for providing your perspective, from because you're in Puerto Rico and you know exactly what's happening. You're on the ground and you're a direct observer, a witness of things going on, in that country. So thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
The truth. I like the truth. I don't like all the rumors. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah, thank you.
And
No,
we're gonna do it again.
That's why. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here because know I don't like to do interviews.
Well, thank you so much for granting this interview tonight.
No problem. It's my pleasure.
And Antonio, of course, as usual, thank you, mi amor, for giving your perspective. And I think having chatting with you and having watched your Instagram live chats with Julio, I think I'm able to have a better understanding of Miss World. I can't say that I really like it, but I have a much better understanding of how the pageant is all about and how it works and how the winner is chosen, etc. So thank you. And of course, Syed, wherever you are, okay, I don't want to say your armpit, but if you're listening, thank you for giving us some of your time and your perspective about the pageant and whatnot. And Syed and I have been like online
Chatting
friends
for
for so long.
I know, right?
For so long. But we've never actually met each other in person,
Yeah.
And he's a big pageant fan, but you've never really attended any pageant, have you?
Except for Mr. Rock. Only Mr. Rock.
Okay, Mr. Rock. That was your
That's
first
it.
pageant as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully you should attend Miss Universe next year. So we get to hang out with each other.
Where it is. Right? Yeah.
Hopefully not in Puerto Rico. So.
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of got turned off by Puerto Rico because of this. I'll be honest.
No, don't.
Well, you know what? I'm sure
It's a beautiful
Puerto Ricans
place. It's
watching
a
the
beautiful
show.
Is
place.
it?
They're going to send you a lot of hate messages after that comment. So anyway, Critical Beauty Salon viewers, thank you for joining our group tonight. As usual, we appreciate your your love and your warmth and your friendship. So thank you so much for joining us. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. We just hit 4,000 subscribers today. Woohoo! Thank you. Thank you guys.
Bye guys.
Thank
So
you.
bye guys. Have a wonderful
You too.
evening. Rest well, and then we'll see you
In
later.
90 days.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
All right.